Ladies and gentlemen, in Texas and around the world, it's the Gary Brugman Podcast.
Yo, 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 it's your man's Big Daddy Roughneck. You're tuned into the Gary Brugman Podcast. Prepare to be entertained.
Hey people, what's going on? It's another episode of the Gary Brugman Podcast. This is episode 75. We are 3/4 of the way through. We're halfway through our second season. That's what we are. So hold on to something tight because we'll be banging off some guardrails. So let's get to it. What's happening, man?
Hello from Roughneck Studios here on the East Coast.
I get it. What time is it over there? Shit, it's late over there. I'm sorry I kept you up late for this, brother.
Anything for you, pal. Anything for you. I love our conversations.
I get it. We're going back to this one. Yeah.
You fancy, huh?
So I want to welcome America and welcome Texas to another episode of the True American Flat Dark Earth Podcast. All right. We're going to have a good time today, bro. It is Sunday. How was your Thanksgiving?
We'll wait to get into that. It was interesting to say the least.
Yeah, I remember. That's right.
You remember.
All right.
On social media.
So let's knock these out real quick. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts, leave us 5 stars and a short review. That way we can move up in the ratings. We're trying to make Joe Rogan number 2. I was going to let him slide, but he still hasn't had me on his podcast. And he said that Zoom podcasts are stupid, so we're going to knock him up. Yeah, we're going to knock him back down to number 2. So leave us 5 stars, a short review, and as usual, you're at the mercy of whatever interests me today. So we need to thank Maximum Altitude for all your custom truck accessories and off-road needs. Call my brother Joey Max. Maximum Altitude has a state-of-the-art shop and showroom that'll completely floor you. I mean, it'll completely blow you away. Maximum Altitude has been in business here in San Antonio for 26 years. 27 come January, and Joey's the pioneer in custom trucks in South Texas. So go to MaximumAltitude.com on Facebook and Instagram. Go to MaximumAltitude.com, Maximum Altitude on Facebook and Instagram, or just call my brother Joey direct at 210-655-0184. And don't worry, your wife called. She said it's okay.
And so did your mother.
That's right, she did, for all you basement dwellers out there.
Go spend some money.
That's right. So let me tell you about Old Patrol HQ. Old Patrol HQ is a Facebook and Instagram page about life in the old Border Patrol. And if you ever wonder what it was like, you need to tune in to the Old Patrol HQ podcast. Wherever you listen to your podcast, it's the Old Patrol HQ podcast. My brother Gil's got patrol agents from the 60s and 70s and all kinds of agents telling their stories. The webpage and the Instagram are full of funny memes, quotes from famous and not so famous patrol agents. And don't forget to go to oldpatrolhq.bigcartel.com because he's got the best BP merchandise out there. Oh, it's gone.
Studio changed.
That's right. He's and he also carries the best, the official Gary Brugman Podcast T-shirt. $30 will get you a T-shirt delivered right to your house. And go to Old Patrol HQ on Instagram and Facebook for some history, some laughs, and a few shenanigans along the way, because there ain't no patrol like the Old Patrol.
'Cause there ain't no patrol like the Old Patrol, baby.
That's right, brother. Honor first, honor always. And of course, we have BAM, Hero Soap Company. Here we go, right there. Yeah, look at that.
Focus.
We got it. Peppermint culo. Peppermint culo.
See?
And cedarwood and charcoal, baby.
Right. That's what a man should smell like. Cedarwood and charcoal.
That's
I like
right.
That one. That's the one I use.
So Hero Soap Company strives to pay homage to the values that our country was founded on by our forefathers. They're a veteran-owned company, and a portion of all sales is donated back to charities that are focused on helping veterans and first responders. Each bar of soap is made in Phoenix, Arizona, and all the ingredients for the soaps, the scrubs, the merchandise, and all the swag that they sell is sourced from companies right here in the United States of America. So when you go to their website, herosoapcompany.com, and you gather up all your stuff and throw them in the cart, from the scrubs to the soap to the merch, all right, at checkout, use promo code HONOR1ST, HONOR1ST, for 10% off. 10% off all the time. Not just one order, but all the time. And don't forget, wash your damn taints.
Wash your taint.
That's right.
Great experience.
Bunch of dirty asses.
Culo. I'm telling you, we're really helping the world out there with hygiene, you know, letting them know that this is good stuff.
We must. That's our duty.
Aye, Skipper.
Did I say duty?
Duty.
Duty. That's our duty. It's not my duty.
When I hear the word duty, I think of duty in the pool. Caddyshack, right?
Oh, man. Yep.
Duty.
Duty.
And then Carl gets in there, cleans it out, and eats it.
Right. So, brother, I have a dedication today.
Yes, sir.
And again, I don't even know if I've dedicated this one before, but, you know, this one's a special one. You know, this one goes out for everything that this man's done for our country, and for putting America first. Oh, you know what? Not for putting America first, for being the first president to put America first. You know, I want to dedicate this one to President Donald J. Trump. And let me tell you, there are so many ungrateful fucks out there that don't realize what's happened or what's going on or what this man has done. All they know is fuck Trump, fuck Trump, fuck Trump. That's all they know. That's all that's been in.
Sheeple.
Yeah, exactly. And you know what? Most of them ain't even old enough. We've said this before. Most of them ain't even old enough to remember what the spirit and what America was like on 9/12.
Right.
You know, they're not old enough.
100% correct.
They're not old enough. And the ones that are old enough don't remember because they were kids, you know? And I don't get it. And I wanted to say that I apologize on behalf of the American people that are being such ungrateful freaking nitwits and assholes about it. But you know what? I ain't apologizing for shit. Screw them.
Good.
You know?
Good.
Screw them. You don't love the fucking country? Fuck it, you know. We still go out. Our military still goes out and fight for you, for the right that you have to do all this stupid shit that you're doing. And I don't feel like apologizing for them. Fuck them. You know what? You know, I feel bad that they've put this man through what he's been through. You know, but just think, man. Look at this, bro. And again, this is what they're doing to the president of the United States, who's a billionaire. The president of the United States, who's a billionaire. Look how they're talking about him. Look what they're doing to him. Look how they rigged this fucking election, right? If the president of the United States has done all this and can't keep his job, what the fuck chance did I have against the government? You know what I mean? I was just a field agent. I never stood a chance. But, you know, again, this podcast is for you, Donald J. Trump. Want to thank you for everything you've done, Mr. President. Rock on. So,
love you, Mr. President.
So you were saying that
I was saying,
yeah.
I do not recall.
I recall that you were saying that Black Lives Matter in Pennsylvania was saying what?
No. Antifa.
Antifa, okay.
Leader of Antifa in Pennsylvania. And we're not going to give him any press. We're not going to say his name.
We're not going to say his name.
But we will say his statement that he made, that he, and I'm not quoting him. I'm trying to refer as best as I could. But he said that Donald Trump had until 6 p.m. on Sunday to concede the election,
right?
Or
what?
Or they are armed and they will start blocking roads in conservative areas.
So they are armed. Is that a threat that they're making?
Absolutely. Like, why would you have to make that known?
That's how I'm taking it. We're armed and we're going to block the roadways. Dude,
In
see,
conservative areas,
in
people
conservative,
that gotta go to work.
yeah. Well, basically, yeah, anywhere that anybody's got to go to work because freaking them fucks don't work. Well, that's their job, is to cause chaos in the country. That's their job. That's what they're getting paid for, because they are getting paid.
And you get one pissed off guy in traffic that jumps out of his car, that screams his mind, yells at them, and he's targeted.
Right. Exactly. And then with the mainstream media, he becomes the bad guy.
Right. Look at this Trump supporter taking on the whole crowd here. They're just peaceful protesting.
Right. Right. My ass, bro. I'm not buying it for a minute.
But first, alcohol.
No alcohol tonight, dude. I'm out of booze.
I have you, my friend.
You do? Oh. You know what, dude? You know what? You're pushing me, bro. You're pushing me.
Stop. Oh, you gonna go with the bootlegger?
Yeah, I'm going with the dirty Irish whiskey.
Dude, did everybody out there hear that cork creak or out of that bottle? Like, it hasn't been cracked in how long? That's a crusty old bottle right there.
Well, dude, this is the backup. This is whenever I don't have anything, so it sits back there. I've had it, a bottle of Jameson don't last me but a freaking couple of days, if that long, This thing I've had for like 2.5 months, and I still ain't finished it.
I was gonna say, America bourbon don't sound like that when you open it.
No, but you see, I'm saving that one for when Derek comes on. That's what I'm saving that America bourbon for.
Dude, you're gonna crack that bottle, right? You're gonna crack that bottle, pull the lid off it, and you're just gonna hear "Recon."
That's right. So, dude, these people that are Antifa and screaming out, defund the police and abolish ICE and all this bullshit, I mean, I got a bunch of bros that are HSI. Right? And a lot of people don't know what HSI is, and it's Homeland Security Investigations. And it started after ICE.
Investigations, important. That last letter is very important.
Yeah.
Investigations.
Yeah. But they fall under ICE. Homeland Security Investigations is not its own, agency or department. It's a subdivision of ICE.
Now, a lot of people consider the Border Patrol and ICE the same.
They're not.
No.
See, here's the way it worked, bro. Before 9/11, all right? Before 9/11, you had the Immigration and Naturalization Service, right? You had INS, Immigration Naturalization Service, and they had special agents that were
chased around the illegal
aliens. Right, that were INS agents. They did immigration and all that shit, right? And their uniform division of the INS was the Border Patrol. All right, they were the uniform division. We patrolled the border and we prevented, illegal immigration and all that shit, right? So we were the uniform division of the Immigration Naturalization Service, and they also had another uniform division that were immigration inspectors, which wore white shirts and a patch that had like the Statue of Liberty. And these guys worked at the ports, and they were like the visa experts and stuff, They worked the ports, we worked the border, right?
Okay.
But we had different titles because those guys can only like carry weapons while they were at work, and when they were off duty, they weren't law enforcement. They were just inspectors. We were agents. Okay. We were patrol agents, which fell under a different category. But then you had the Customs Service, right? U.S. Customs, which at the time fell under the Department of the Treasury. All right, Customs fell under the Department of the Treasury, and they had special agents. And then they had their uniform division, which was the customs officers, which were also the guys tapping on the cars at the ports of entry and all that, right? So what happened? After 9/11, right, they took the special agents from the INS and they took the special agents from the Customs Service and put them together. And now that was their branch. So it was Immigration and Customs Enforcement, which is ICE.
Okay.
All right. So they're investigators, right?
Okay.
They're special agents. They're all special agents. They're investigators, ICE. I mean, they have different titles and shit like that, right? Then they took the uniform customs guys. They took the uniform inspectors from immigration, turned them into customs, and then they took the customs guys and the border patrol and put them together. So now it's just one big uniform division, which became Customs and Border Protection, CBP. You with me?
CBP.
Right.
Gotcha. I'm following you.
Right. So that became
Everybody
CBP.
else keeping up?
So what
Take notes
happened?
if you can't.
So what happened, right? Now you got all these immigration guys that were out, because they mingled them with customs. So they were cross designated and they started doing a whole bunch of customs work, So they would go into a bar and bust people for whatever it was, or they go after gangs, or they go after fraud, or they go after whatever it was, and they're like, well, what the hell is ICE doing here? What's this got to do with immigration? So it was getting confusing, and I would think that there was some things happening, some lawsuits happening, because it's like, well, they brought immigration here and there wasn't even an immigration violation. So they started this division, which was HSI, Homeland Security Investigations. And right now, they are the second largest investigative agency that the government has, aside from the FBI.
Wow.
And these guys are in everything, bro. These guys are in everything. They do like art fraud. They do, they've been doing a whole bunch of freaking COVID fraud, like masks and grants and, loans, applications, and all kinds of fraud.
You say that this rapper who became rich overnight got a couple of hit songs going out. One of his hit songs was about him stealing money from the small business loans using fraudulent names and addresses.
Yeah. So that's the kind of stuff that Homeland Security is
Wow.
into. And if I know you don't watch a lot of movies anymore, right? Or
Right.
if you ever did or whatever, but when you used to put in a DVD or when you start a movie, it used to give you the FBI warning at the beginning, right?
Right.
Do you see what it is now?
No.
It's Homeland Security Investigations, not FBI warning anymore. It's HSI warning.
Wow.
See,
now
so
when
and they warned you against illegal recording and bootlegging of the movie.
Right. Just like the FBI did with.
Well,
the
it's Homeland
VHS
Security
tapes.
Investigations now.
Okay.
And dude, these guys go after gangs. These guys go after drugs. These guys go after murderers. I mean, they do everything, bro. Everything the FBI does, they do, but they're just a lot smaller and a lot smarter, and a lot smarter. And dude, I've got no love for the FBI at this point.
We all know this.
I've had interactions with the FBI before when I was in the Border Patrol. Some good, some bad, and I've known a lot of good field FBI agents. But
Right.
if I have to give them an overall rating as to my experience and the things that I know, the FBI sucks, dude. They and especially at all these things that have happened in the past few years with Donald Trump. I mean, dude, I was on an interview in 2012 on Fox News, and I called him out right there. I said the Department of Justice is one of the most corrupt agencies that the government has right now.
Who's higher on the totem pole, HSI or FBI?
FBI.
Okay.
Yeah, FBI. They're a lot bigger, been around a whole lot longer, and have a bigger reputation and a bigger budget and more agents and all that.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Now, when I think of ICE, now you got to remember, I grew up on Long Island. I was there through all the gangs. I know about MS-13 very well. I know some of the people that they've murdered. So when I think of ICE were the ones that came down that were getting the illegal immigrants that were committing crimes on U.S. soil. So it were the ICE agents coming to get them.
Mm-hmm.
So I just immediately figured, ICE, like INS back in the day.
Right.
It's Border Patrol, Customs and Border Patrol.
No. ICE isn't Customs and Border Patrol. Customs and Border Patrol is a completely separate, division of Homeland.
I've only seen them operate going after the illegal aliens that commit crimes, and that goes on a lot on Long Island with people from
Right.
South America.
Yeah, no, Customs and Border Protection is its own agency, just like ICE is. They have nothing to do with each other.
Nothing to do with
No,
each other.
where back in the day,
people don't know that.
yeah. And don't get me wrong,
I think you're opening a lot of eyes.
Back in the day, you had immigration and naturalization special agents, and then you had Border Patrol. And you know, like my badge that I wore when I first went into Border Patrol, I was an INS agent.
Okay.
You know, and I was a Border Patrol agent, but we fell under INS. We were the law enforcement division of the, you know, the uniform law enforcement division of INS.
Now, I remember INS in the Cheech and Chong movies, or the INS guys show up in the white vans.
Yeah. Yep. They used to do that. US INS. Do that. And people ran from them all the time, man.
Yeah, why not? Why not? I mean, if you just stand there, you get caught.
Yep, that's it. That's it. You know, but these guys,
man, they're not stupid.
Dude, like who was it? El Chapo. You know, El Chapo, when they brought El Chapo and they brought him off the plane, there was a DEA guy, and right next to him was HSI, you know, Homeland Security Investigations.
He turned his head to look at the cameras, and they snapped his head right back forward.
Yep.
Don't look at those cameras. Keep moving straight, man. It was great. That was a hell of a perp walk, man. Did you know any of those guys did the perp walk?
I didn't. I did not.
Okay. You cannot confirm or deny.
Or confirm or deny. You know, but we're gonna go with no. I would brag about it if I did. You know,
okay.
And like I said, they're into everything. But if you abolish ICE, like everybody wants to do, like freaking Alejandra Ocasio-Cortez wants to do, shut up and show your tits. Like she wants to do. Dude, you're getting rid of HSI, and you know how the crime rate's going to go through the roof because, you know, for the past, you know, next year is the 20th anniversary of 9/11, so they're coming up on 20 years that they were created. You know, a little less, you know, because they were created after a little bit after 9/11, but they're coming on their 20 years, and they have freaking stomped on everything, bro. They got their claws into everything, and they have crushed a whole lot of shit that the FBI won't do. They're into. You know,
I have an experience watching ICE officers, ICE agents converge on a house. I was cutting grass at the public school early in the morning. All of a sudden, about 14 cars just came, wham, 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 showed up in front of this house. And within 90 seconds, they were out of their car, had in the house, had the perp, had them in the car, and they were all driving away.
Scooped them up
down quick.
Dude, well, that's how we did it in the freaking Border Patrol, man. When we were in the patrol, we'd post our vehicles or we'd get out on foot and whatever, and this huge group of like 20 or 30 or 40 people would come up running, and then all of a sudden 3 agents would jump out of nowhere, grab the freaking group. Next thing you know, they're gone. They're in the vehicles. Boom, gone.
Just as fast as they were there.
And we'd leave 1 agent behind to see if any more came up.
I remember. Now, who was it that went in to get Lil Elian?
That was the Border Patrol. That was actually an INS operation, but they didn't have the manpower to do it, so they called in BORTAC, which is our BORTAC, our Border Patrol Tactical Unit. Yeah. So that famous guy that's in the picture like that with Alien was my supervisor. Right. Was one of my supervisors in Eagle Pass. Steve Pastor.
That's awesome. Can you refresh some of the people's about what happened with Ilion, why they had to go do that?
Dude, you know what? That was so long ago. But the thing is that he was brought here on a boat
by his mom,
and his dad wanted him back. And I don't know why they made such a big deal over this kid. I mean, his dad was a very well-to-do guy over there in Cuba, okay? But why they made such a big deal over this kid? I mean, to send BORTAC into his house and snatch him up, you know, and that was Janet Napolitano, you know, that was Janet to send BORTAC, dude. You
the order.
We couldn't get BORTAC to come back us up when we had freaking drug runners coming through, but they're gonna send him to snatch up a freaking 8-year-old.
Yeah.
You know, so there has to be a whole lot more going on there that I don't know about. But yeah, basically his dad wanted them back, went through the Department of State, said, hey, that's my son, and I want him back, and they went and snatched him up.
Man, from Cuba.
Yeah, from Cuba, yeah.
From Cuba.
And I saw an episode a few years back on how he's doing, and he said, you know, at the time it was scary and everything that happened to him, but he was glad to be back in Cuba with his dad, and apparently he's a good little well-to-do guy in Cuba now too.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. But when they say
that's something else.
When they say that they want to abolish ICE, if they abolish ICE, which I doubt they will ever fucking do, but when they say they want to abolish ICE, when they do that, they're getting rid of Homeland Security. And you want to talk about a freaking crime spree? You think these motherfuckers, you know, you remember the things up in Portland that were happening when the Border Patrol was up there, when Bortak was up there, you know, the other guys that were with him. The other guys that were with him were HSI guys and U.S. Marshals, SRT teams, you know, BORTAC teams and stuff, you know.
All federal agents.
Yeah. But HSI, Marshals, and Border Patrol, mainly Border Patrol, were the ones that were up there because, you know, we got the BORTAC, and that's all you need. You don't need nothing else. You don't need nothing else.
All I remember is, who are these mysterious cops with the black patches?
The secret police.
The secret police snatching people up in rental cars.
The secret police. Hell yeah.
A caravan, a soccer mom car come whip up with 4 of them in it.
Dude, you see the little Lego set that they made, the little secret police Lego set?
No.
It was just a van with 2 guys in camouflage standing outside. A little white van with 2 guys in camouflage outside. I think I posted it on my Instagram. I put my logo on the side of the van, but yeah. But you notice how they were terrified. They were terrified of them fuckers, you know? Yep. And when it came to throwing down, the way they protected the buildings, I mean, dude, we saw that video. They were like 7, 8, 9 guys on top of one freaking agent. He was just freaking pounding away. And I say this with all due respect to my law enforcement brothers in state police and in the local municipalities and the sheriff's departments and stuff like that. But if they respond to a call and there's, you know, 5 guys, you know, they're not going in. They're calling for backup. Right. You know. If they have a vehicle, if they stop a vehicle and 5 guys get out and run into the freaking dark ass brush, you know, the cops ain't gonna go in there. They're gonna wait for backup and get a helicopter and all that shit, you know.
Do the best they can to keep an eye on the driver, right?
Dude, it could be 40 people running out of a freaking tractor trailer. One Border Patrol agent will go in after and catch them.
All right, so a vehicle gets pulled over, everybody gets out and runs. Who do you want to keep your eyes on?
The driver.
Always.
If you can get the driver, get the driver. I always went after the driver because, you know, everybody else is a passenger. This dude was driving. Right. You know, driver is usually the smuggler or the coyote or whatever. Not always, but if you grab the driver and you freaking charge him, he'll break on everybody else that's in there. If there's a coyote in the crew or whatnot, because the coyote sometimes know if I'm driving, they're gonna nail me for it, you know. Right. So they make somebody else drive. But if you get the driver and you break him, he'll tell you who the other people are. Okay. If they're there.
Hey, how accurate? I saw that movie with Clint Eastwood that when he was the smuggler.
The Mule?
The Mule?
Yeah.
How real is that movie? Because that's like down in your area. Wasn't that like Texas?
It was. I believe it was Texas. Yeah. I mean.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, dude, you never know who's a smuggler, bro. I've caught dope in Arcadia ambulances, and one time I caught dope in a state freaking vehicle. It was a what the hell?
Who's operating it?
The workers. They were working.
No.
Yeah. Yep. They were freaking working. It was a state of Texas Department of Transportation. Right? State of Texas Department of Transportation. And they had a vehicle and they're marked. We know what the vehicles look like, right? And these dudes were running up the highway, you know, and you know, because they were who they were, we kind of waved them through the checkpoint because they were working, right? And then on another night, I was on point, and this freaking pickup truck come running through, and he stops, and I just stop to talk to him, say hi or whatnot, and I look in the back seat, and the whole back seat is covered with like a blanket or a canvas or something, you know, and
square in the back.
Yeah, all the way. Yeah, like behind the headrest, and it's the whole back seat, and I'm looking. And I'm looking.
When you had your screen in your pickup truck.
Yeah, so I'm looking at him. I was like, "What you got back there?" And he's like, "Oh, stuff." I was like, "What kind of stuff?" And he kind of and he looked at his buddy, and then he looked at me, and I said, "Don't fucking move." I said, "Don't move." Wow. And yeah, we popped it, bro. We popped it. But you never know who's a freaking smuggler.
I mean, you got him at that point. There's nothing he could say or do. You got him.
Nope. I would have freaking loaded him with lead had he tried to freaking run me over.
Wow.
You know?
But he's got a good job, retirement, benefits.
Yeah, but dude, smugglers pay him more money. It's like, dude, I pay you $10,000 a night to run these loads through the checkpoint. And they think that they can do it, you know? I mean, what do they make? $50,000 a year? If they're lucky? $10,000 a night? Come on.
Breaking their ass.
Yeah, $10,000 a night, and who knows how long they've been doing it.
Right.
You know? So, but, hold on. What time?
Hey.
Hold on. Look, we need some.
I want to ask you a question.
What?
When you watch, like, cop shows or movies, who did you root for, the criminal or the crook?
Why would I... Criminal or the crook? Ain't they both criminals?
Oh, says the federal agent.
Yeah.
Says the former federal agent over there.
The criminal or the crook? Nice try, brother. I got a question for you. On a boat, what makes the port side running like green? The lens or the bulb?
Both.
Why is that?
I don't know. Sound like a good answer.
No, neither, because the port side running light's red.
Oh, see, there you go.
There you go.
Nautical shit again.
So hold on, we need some music. Everybody, like I've said before, the Gary Brugman podcast is proud to have been picked up as now part of Heroes Media Group Network. So check out their articles and other podcasts on heroesmediagroup.com, where you can check us out there as well, or go to GaryBrugman.com. There's a link to all the podcasts on there, and I usually try to update that website. I haven't done it in a couple of weeks, but you go there and check it out because it's gonna be great. They got a lot of pictures on there and everything. And I need to thank Active Carry Technologies. Was developed for everyone, and after several years of developing kits, first aid kits with state and federal agencies, they saw an opportunity to cover a few concepts that were being ignored. And the first is that everyone is capable of being a first responder. So go to Active Carry Tech and check out their IFACS tactical kits and merchandise. And I fucking love these guys.
I fucking love their posts.
I fucking love them too, man. They're freaking awesome. I fucking love their IFACS.
I fucking love it all.
For those of you that know habla, IFACs are individual first aid kits. So go to Active Carry on Instagram or at Active Carry Nation as a backup and check them out. And of course,
you'll fucking love them too.
That's right. That's right. America Bourbon. America Bourbon right here, y'all. Check it out.
Nice. Look at that shot. Beautiful.
That's right. Who owns this? Who owns America?
Recon Marine, mate.
That's right. Recon Marine owned. It's bottled in Galveston, Texas. American Bourbon gives back to several nonprofit organizations such as TAP, Recon Sniper Foundation, and many others. And it's aged in oak for a minimum of 1 year. Minimum of 1 year. And you get a quality bourbon at an affordable price of $21 to $24. It's carried in 45 states. So get you some America Bourbon.
Get you some America Bourbon.
That's right.
Recon made.
America Bourbon right here, brother.
That's a fabulous shot, man. That label looks
like
amazing.
That? I know. I love it.
Hell yeah.
All right. And of course we have Swifty.
The Swiftmeister Swifter.
The Swifteroni. The Swifter of all Swifts.
The Swifferoni.
The Swiffer of all floors.
The Swiffer of all floors. He grabs dust and he don't let a hold of it.
Hey, man, if anybody needs their motorcycle worked on,
He's Swifty.
that's right. If anybody needs their motorcycle worked on, check out my brother Swifty. Go to my website, GaryBrugman.com, and check out the sponsors page down below. Just scroll down. There's links to all the sponsors. Check them out. Click on Swifty's Motorcycle Shop. He's in Crowley, Texas, and the man was amazing. He made a dream come true out of a vision that I had, and my bike is badass. Go to my website, GaryBrugman.com. Check it out, and give him a holler. Swifty!
Yeah, go check out the Swiftmeister.
That's
Tell
right.
him Dirty Little Dump Truck sent you.
Dirty little dump truck. Dude, he's got some great ideas that I think we're gonna follow through on some of them, dude.
I believe
Yes.
you 100%. I
He
believe you.
he will be back here soon. You watch.
I see, and I see props in our future and skits.
So, dirty little dump truck, how was your Thanksgiving?
Oh,
What happened? Talk to me.
first alcohol.
Oh man, first alcohol.
So, you like to try to get ahead of things. On damn, that is one creaky ass bottle. That shit is crunchy. That giant ass cork in that mother. Anyway, so we like to get ahead of Thanksgiving. My wife was up all morning prepping stuff, and the oven was working fine. She gets done, and got a little couple hour break in between, and we turn the oven on to get ready to put the bird in, and the sucker don't work. It blows a freaking board inside.
No shit, the oven did?
The oven did. The stovetops worked, but
Okay.
the oven didn't.
But it was
work.
working before.
Right.
No
right.
shit.
A few hours before, yeah.
Wow.
So she was stressing, and I was like, I got the barbecue. She's like, no, the barbecue's going to dry it out. And we were going to fry it. We usually deep fry it, but we weren't this year. We were going to, we brined it and did what we did do to it. And I put it on the barbecue. It came out amazing.
No shit.
I saved Thanksgiving.
Nice. Nice. By the way, I like that shirt.
Do you?
John 15:13. Everybody, go buy that book.
My buddy got me this. Oh my God. Let me tell you about that book. That book is.
Well, hold on. Before you go.
Okay.
Did you fix your oven?
No, repairman's got to come tomorrow.
Oh, all right. Okay,
Yeah.
so the book.
The book is great, man.
Yeah.
I got it on Audible,
Mm-hmm.
and I listened to it, and the stories are so well put together,
Right.
and the humor and the sadness, and man, like, yo, John St. Nick,
Yeah, he's the bomb,
good
dude.
job.
He's the bomb. He
Good job.
texted me on Thanksgiving, and we chatted a little bit on Thanksgiving, and dude, the guy's become a really good close friend of mine, bro. I was on Thanksgiving. I was thankful to freaking know him. I was thankful.
Right.
I was thankful to know him, and the book's great, man. And what got me about the book was, it took me a minute. It's not a hard read, but I've been so
No.
busy with my mom and everything happened. I never had the chance to finish it, but I finished it. I finished most of it on my flight to Florida in September, but I still had a little bit left, and then I finished it up a couple of days before I went on the podcast. But on my way to Florida, when I was reading the book, he was talking about his buddy Scott, right?
Right.
Who was an Atlanta police officer, and it wasn't until later on in the chapters that he said that the guy went by Southside, and Southside was a bro of mine, and I never knew that he was talking about my very dear close friend, my brother, that I rode motorcycles
Southside
with,
Atlanta.
that I rode motorcycles with, that I known for freaking 15 freaking plus 20 years almost, and I was like, it hit me, dude. I was like, oh,
That was his bro.
yeah, and it was his bro. And the whole time I was reading the book and he kept talking about Scott and Scotty and whatever. I didn't know he was talking about my brother, but Scott Roberson.
Right. You have spoken about that before, and I was kind of prepared for that when it came in. So when he started talking about Scott, I kind of knew who he was already.
Right.
So I felt a certain type of way towards it. But then I just got through the chapter a couple chapters ago of he speaks about when he got the phone call.
Right.
And it's touching, man. It's touching. It hits you.
It did.
Like I said, this book is well put together. It's a good read. Like Gary said, it's an easy read and it flows. It flows.
Yeah, and it's entertaining as well. It's entertaining, it's not overwhelming. It's not overwhelming, and he tells his true stories. That's not, things that happen. It's not like, it's not gonna hold you at the edge of your seat. Like, oh my God, what happens next? It's his life, and you're like, holy shit, that happened. That must have been crazy.
You went through that.
Yeah, it doesn't read like a novel. It's a very well written book.
Yes, and speaking about his podcast, Thanksgiving podcast with his dad and Uncle Mike.
Yes, Uncle Mike.
Yo, shout out to Uncle Mike, fellow firefighter.
There you go.
Detroit Fire Department.
Fellow hose dragger.
Uncle Mike was a pimp.
No shit. I'm gonna have to check it out. I haven't had a chance to check it out yet.
Uncle Mike, you know John. John's got the grainy video, and he's like, so Uncle Mike hops on. He's got awesome background. He's got a big table. He's got a flag in the box on one side.
Don't be busting on John St. Nick's freaking podcast.
I'm gonna tell John that Mike blew you away. Uncle Mike blew you away.
Oh, that's
John.
fucked up.
I'll tell you, that's how you gotta set up, John. Just like Uncle Mike. Take a lesson from the rookie Uncle Mike in the podcasting world. Uncle Mike, you did great. It was an awesome podcast. Thank you for sharing your story.
I'm gonna have to watch it tonight now.
You have to. It was awesome. It was awesome.
Uncle Mike's the one that saved him. Uncle Mike's the one that saved him from drowning. Oh, yeah. I didn't mean to give that away in the book. Sorry. Spoiler alert.
All right. Spoiler
alert.
But there's a whole lot more behind that. So,
but yeah, so he
talk about that in the podcast.
So John St. Nick texted me on Thanksgiving, and I was in Houston for Thanksgiving with my Border Patrol and former Border Patrol family, and it was a really, really good time. My friend's mom had passed away about a month ago, and we had already had plans and rooms to go spend Thanksgiving with her in Houston.
Right.
And then she passed away. So I tell my brother Dudley, I was like, dude, leave it to your mom to ruin Thanksgiving. And
You're a dick.
And he laughed about it. He's like, yeah, right. He goes, but she'd kick our ass if we wouldn't do it. So we went anyway and had Thanksgiving, and the family was there, and it was
excellent.
And dude, it was funny because apparently she's got a friend that's been MIA for years, but once she heard that she had passed, she ended up going down there and hasn't left. So she's been down there staying in the house and annoying these people for over a month, right? Well, I was in the kitchen talking to my buddy PJ's wife, Claudie, and some other people, and and all of a sudden, boom! Oh, I've fallen down the steps.
No,
dude, I heard this big crash and I heard her yell, and I went running over there, and I look, and there's
How
food.
old is she?
She was an older lady, in the 60s. And but a little larger lady, and there was food all over the walls, mashed potatoes, turkey, and she's on the steps like this. And dude, I ran up there, she's like, oh, and the only thing I could think of, Bunny fell down the steps again. Bunny fell down the steps again. Charlie, your bitch ass wife is falling down the steps again.
Did you say it?
Huh?
Did you say it, or were you only
I said it afterwards.
Okay.
Yeah, I said it afterwards. I was like, dude, the only thing I could think of was, Bunny fell down the steps.
Yo, the worst is when you see older people take a fall, and it's like a scorpion, where their heels touch the back of their
Yep,
head.
yep. Scorpion!
You know?
Dude, I can't help after watching Ridiculousness for so many years. every time I see some kid bust his ass or somebody fall that on TV or in person, I'm like, Scorpion! Scorpion!
That's the worst, man. Scorpion's the worst.
I know, dude. I've scorpioned a couple of times, dude, off a motorcycle. Not good.
Dude, if I would scorpion now at this time in my life, it would kill me.
Yep.
I'd be dead.
Yep. Dude.
Oh my.
Dude, if I were a scorpion right now, I'd go from a scorpion to a bag of shit. That's what would happen to me.
Oh man.
But yeah, dude, so Thanksgiving was good, and then I had my mom, and I sent you some pictures, and I'll post them on the website of Thanksgiving, and with my boys and my mom, and I've known these guys for 22 plus years, right?
Long time.
Yeah, and we all know each other's families. I know their moms, they know my mom, I know their brothers, I know everybody, right. and they know all my family, they know my kid.
We all know everybody, Mr. Brugman.
That's right.
We know you're very popular. You know everybody. You can't go to a state without running into somebody.
I got a story about that if you want to hear it.
Not yet, but continue on.
So it's cool because I got some pictures with my boys and my mom.
Okay.
And I'm gonna print those up and put them on the wall. And I'll put some on the website if you want to check them out. And I'll throw a couple up on Instagram too at Gary Brugman Podcast on Instagram, so you can check them out.
Nice memories.
But
right,
dude,
so what's your story about?
So
So
in 2007, everybody. I have this friend named Tara Setmayer, right? And her mom lives in Marathon, Florida, and I had gotten out of the joint, and they wanted to do something for me, so they paid for me to take a vacation down to Marathon, Florida. I hadn't been on a vacation in years, and I had just gotten out of the joint, so yeah. So, they paid for me to go to Marathon, Florida. So I was like, all right, cool. So mind you, I left Florida in 1992. I went back there in 1995 when my father died, but I only went to Fort Lauderdale, right, to Davie, Fort Lauderdale area, right?
Oh, wow. I got family in Davie. So
Davie's a cool spot, man. I like Davie.
Is it?
Yeah, Davie's cool. I've never
been.
I used to live right next to there in Plantation, Florida, which is right next to there. So I go back in 2007, hadn't been there since 95, which I was only there for like 3 days. And before that, I moved out of there in 92.
It's a decade and then some.
Right. So I go back there in 2007. I land in Fort Lauderdale. She picks me up. We drive to the Keys, right, to Marathon. We stop at a bar to get something to drink and eat. And in 10 minutes, this dude comes up to me, he goes, "Hey, man, weren't you in the Coast Guard?" I was like, "Yeah." He goes, "In Fort Lauderdale?" I said, "Yeah." He goes, "I was your cook." So I haven't been in Florida at the time. It was 12 years. I moved out of there 14, 15 years earlier, and I'm there I stopped for 15 minutes and somebody recognizes me.
Oh. Everywhere.
Yeah. Well, I told you about when I went to Canada, right? When I went to Canada? Yes. Dude, I was worried about getting into Canada because, my job at the time, I was transporting trucks and I had to fly to Canada and bring trucks out of Canada. And I was worried about it because even if you have a passport, if you have a felony, Canada won't let you in.
If you have an arrest record, right?
And at my job, they have turned several guys away and said, "Hey, you can't come in here with those trucks, or you can't get past the airport. You need to fly out of here now. We're not admitting you." Right? Yep. So I finally got my passport. I held off as long as I could because I had to request it from the federal government. So I finally got my passport, and when I got it, I didn't tell them I had it until the very last minute. So finally, they send me to Montreal. So I land in Montreal, and I go down this long hallway, and I do my declaration. Did you bring anything in? Yada yada yada. No. I get my ticket, and there's like 50 freaking windows, and then like 50 podiums. There's Canadian customs cops all over the place, right?
How do they dress? What do they look like?
They're wearing dark blues, and they got the funny little patches and little freaking weird ass badge, but they look cool. They're squared away, right?
Okay.
And so there's some people in front of me, and I got my bags with me, my tools and everything, right? So I hear the guy go, "Next." So I walk up, and he asked me for my passport and declaration. So I give it to him, and I'm putting my stuff down, And he goes, nasty. And I spring up. I'm like, what? And he goes, nasty. I'm like, yeah. And I'm looking at him and I kind of recognize him, but I hadn't seen the fucker in 20 years. And me and him were wild pigs together. He goes, it's me, Motorman. And he was a guy that at the time, he was a Royal Canadian Mounted Police. And then he had retired and now he was doing customs up there.
Did you recognize him right away?
No, I didn't until he said Motorman. I was like, oh shit, you know?
Wow.
So, but he knew my story and he knew my name, so he didn't recognize me either. After 20 years, who do you expect to walk up on you, you know? So I walk up, and then but he knows my name, and he sees Gary Brugman. So he looks up and he goes, nasty, and I'm like, whoa, and he gave me a big hug, whatever, and he goes, what are you doing here? And I told him, man, I'm here picking up trucks and whatnot, and he's like, man, welcome to Montreal. I was like, dude, I'm worried because, you know, my case, and he goes, oh, no worry. Fucking stamped it. Dude, he not only let me into the country, he gave me a work visa. I can move to Canada and work.
Hey, I'm tagging along. If we're bailing together. The North
Yeah, right?
That bad. It's just a little cold.
We're getting the hell out of here. We're going to go walk a boat.
Hey, I love that Molson Triple X, eh?
That's right. Where we at? Oh, shit. Dude, we haven't even talked about boats yet. I want to buy a boat. We'll see what happens. I want to buy a nice little boat. Take Ziva out freaking on the lake.
Oh,
yeah,
boy.
Take my little daughter out on the lake. She likes boats. She's like, Daddy, get a boat. I'm like, I will, honey. I will. I bought her a bunch of bedroom furniture today, so hopefully I'll be able to get her for a couple of overnights and stuff in the coming weeks. Yeah, that would be pretty cool.
Did she pick it out?
Yeah, she did. She did.
Nice.
Yeah, and it's pretty cool, man. I'll send you some pictures here in a little bit.
Outstanding.
You know, and dude, where would you want to go?
When?
Like to travel, where would you want to go?
Where would I want to go?
Yes. If it weren't so far, I'd like to go to the Philippines. Cause, dude, I keep looking at the water out there and the mountains. I'm like, dude, that's freaking gorgeous. But that's like the other side of the world, man. You know, I want to go to Bora Bora.
What kind of?
Anywhere in the world. Where would you like to go?
There's places right here in the United States I'd like to go back to or go see it again.
What, Long Island, Nassau County?
No, Vegas. You know,
you never been to Vegas?
I've been to Vegas once.
Oh, okay.
Enjoyed myself. I hope to get out there with my kids next year when after the twins turn 21.
Right.
But
I like Vegas.
I would like to go to the Samoan Islands and see like the Samoan tribes out there. You know.
Yeah. I don't like Samoans.
You know,
personal reasons.
some indigenous.
Let me rephrase that. I love their history. I think they're freaking badass, but because of a personal reason, I don't like freaking Samoans.
Well, wherever it would be, I would be very interested in the culture of like going back in time. Like people like don't get touched by technology. Some of these, you know, islands and what are they in the middle of the rainforest, right down in South America, Brazil.
Dude, I like to go back to all the Caribbean islands. You know, the freaking British Virgin Islands and the Netherlands Antilles and the U.S. Virgin Islands, because my ship did port of calls in all of them: Martinique, St. Martin's, St. Bart's, you know, all of that shit.
You ever been to Amsterdam?
I have not, but I want to. That's one of the places where I want to go, but for different reasons than you. I just want to check it out.
The culture there, the people there, I would like to check out on how society is run, being that it is what we know it is to be.
I want to go to Germany because I got a bro of mine who's a police chief of an army base out there. He's a civilian, but he's the police chief of the MPs.
Okay.
And plus my cousin's out there too, so I can knock out two birds with one stone, you know. So I want to go to Germany, and I got them to hook up, so they're hooked up together right now too, so they know each other. And
right.
And I would also really, really, really like to go to Australia. You know, I want to check out Australia, but not like Sydney and shit. I don't need to do the big city shit. I want to go to like freaking Melbourne and go and drive across the freaking Australian desert and check out New Zealand and shit, you know?
And do the outback, huh?
Yeah, that's what I want to do. That's what I want to do.
Like safaris, kind
Yeah,
of.
yeah. I mean, I like going out camping and roughing it. That's what I'm told. I dig that, you know? But
Yeah.
but on that same note, dude, I want to go to like Indonesia, bro. I mean, I know a lot of shit happens in Indonesia, but dude, it's so freaking beautiful. I look at pictures all the time. I was like, dude, I've got to go there, you know? And another beautiful place that's kind of dark is Prague. I need to go to Prague, bro. Yeah, I need to go to Prague.
I have family in Iceland.
I want to go there too.
That I tell you, it looks very, very, very nice there. In the what they call it, the green season, they call it. It's nice there. Yeah, they eat some funky stuff there, though, man.
So who we shouting out, bro? We need to shout out. Who we shouting out?
Who we shouting out? Let's shout out Rudy Giuliani and Bernard Carrick for teaming up again and getting into this fight.
Fuck yeah. And now that freaking Bernie Carrick is on there, it's gonna be insane, dude. Because Bernie Carrick ain't playing no shit, dude.
Does his homework.
Bernie, dude, and plus, you know he's gonna fight. President Trump gave him a pardon. He's gonna fight. He's gonna fight really, really, really hard for it, dude. You know. And for those of you, don't forget to use hashtag Pardon Gary Brugman on all of your social media posts and everything that you do. So.
If you're watching on YouTube, smash the like button, click subscribe, hit all notifications so you get every show. Yep,
damn straight. And then I want to shout out the Taste of Texas for a good meal on Friday. I went back there before I rode back to San Antonio. If I'm in Houston, especially in Katy, boom, I'm hitting the freaking Taste of Texas. Oh, and thank you to my brother Steve, the Houston suit guy who met up with me Friday morning and freaking measured me up for some suits and sports jackets.
Hey,
yeah, dude.
All right.
Yeah, brother. So thanks, Steve, for showing up and helping me and get those squared away. I'm looking forward to them, man. They're about 4 weeks out.
Nice.
Fuck yeah.
Nice. I mean, crazy with your handmade stuff, man.
Dude, you know, I've worn suits off the shelf. I've worn suits.
Let's hear that crusty ass bottle one more time. That is a crusty ass cork.
Whew, the freaking.
There you go. No more ice cubes.
No ice cubes, no nothing, brother. So, anyway, on that one, bro, I think it's time we roll out. Oh, I didn't shout anybody. Oh, yeah, I shouted out the Taste of Texas, and I want to shout out Warfighter Tobacco, my brothers Scott and John and Dave over at Warfighter Tobacco. Thank you for everything. Gonna run by there and get some sticks tomorrow. I got some VA appointments tomorrow, and got a big week coming up this week. So, y'all keep me in your prayers. Keep me in your prayers. I'm asking. I don't ask for much on this podcast, but I'm asking you to keep me in your prayers. Do that for me.
Let's do it, people.
All right.
Let's do it.
All right.
Let's do it.
You ready? You ready?
Let's roll it. No. Well, that concludes this episode of the Gary Brugman Podcast. Please like and subscribe on social media. I'm your man's Big Daddy Roughneck saying stay frosty and always watch your six.
That's right, people. Make sure you listen to Big Daddy Roughneck right there because he's got some words of wisdom. I want to ask you to stay safe, stay vigilant, be savage. God, Texas, and honor first. God bless y'all. God bless America. We'll catch you next time. We love you. Out. And we're done.
Pardon Agent Brugman. Let's get it.
That's right.